Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today for another video, and it is that time of the month again to do the tier list update. So, some big changes because on the last tier list, we tried something new, which was, I live streamed pretty much kind of overhauling the tier list, adding all of the emojis, which are now easily visible in each tier, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But we did all rankings for new champs, for promotions, demotions. Everything was determined via polls on YouTube live chat. And it was very interesting. A lot of changes were made, some that I did not agree with. And, after reading your guys' feedback, it seems like you guys enjoyed that, but definitely not like a every month type thing. I think someone said like a 3-month cadence or something like that to do a live stream like that. I think that'd be perfect, like once per saga type deal. And I saw some other comments that, said they want me to have the final say because, it is my list. And, I can totally understand and agree with that, and I appreciate that. So I definitely made some changes. Some of the more wild takes that I really did not agree with, I've fixed, made some changes. So we're talking about all that today, and then we're also going to be talking about the 2 brand new champions added to the list, which is Prowler and SpiderPunk, and then also some champions that were buffed, and some champions that have an upcoming buff, but I didn't quite rank yet. We'll talk about Mr. Sinister. So yeah. But before we get into that, some standard disclaimers that, these tier lists are just supposed to be a rough guide to help you on your journey through the battle realm, help you maybe make some rank up choices, help you make some Nexus Crystal choices. That's what it's here for, just to help you out a little bit. And yeah, so these emojis. So let's go over these real quick. So this recycle one just means a rework or a buff. Then the up arrow promotion, down arrow demotion, new just means new entry, brand new added to the tier list. And then these emojis down here we have the flexing, that is wants to be awakened. The shield is a high defensive prowess, so this champion is going to be annoying on defense. The more shields, the bigger defensive threat. This little graph chart going up just means they want to be high sig level. A little ninja cat here, skills to play. This little rock stone guy, powerful relic, or just great benefit from having a relic. And this little skull is ouchies friendly, aka recoil suicide mastery. So that is all of our disclaimers. Let's go ahead and get into the list. We're going to start with SpiderPunk. So SpiderPunk, Spunky, this dude is landing for me in the old god tier. So SpiderPunk's pretty good. Now, my testing with him was non-existent until I actually started the Lag Spiker account. And on the day that I started that account, I redeemed my Amazon Prime bundle on that account instead of my main account. So I got 3 refills, one of those crystals, and a 3-star SpiderPunk, which was my first 3-star on Lag Spiker. And so he's kind of the mascot champion for that account. I think SpiderPunk is maybe the coolest looking Spider-Man in the game. Maybe outside of Symbiote Spider-Man, because Symbiote Spider-Man is just so cold. He's so simple, but he's got the drip. But Spider-Punk just looks so good, man. I absolutely love his aesthetic. I think I'm literally going to spend 500 units on Leg Spiker just to get the Spider-Punk profile picture, because I like it. I really like his look. As far as his actual abilities and everything goes, I think it's a bit lackluster. He's cool, he's fun, he can do some stuff. He introduced you on a new mechanic during his special attack where, you swipe up or down based on the chords, which is really fun. It's pretty easy to do once you get the hang of it. It's cool, I like it, but it just doesn't feel that strong, doesn't feel that powerful, especially in the science class. I'm going to be the toughest critic of a champion if they're in the science class, because I personally believe the science class is overall the best, most powerful class in the game, and it is also the strongest 7-star class in the game as well. Those are 2 completely different topics, and science is dominating in both of them, in my opinion. I think the science class is just so stacked, so because of how stacked it is, I have to be even more careful when doing these rankings. And SpiderPunk is just not measuring up to these other science champs. So here's where he belongs. He gives me like Morbius vibes. Like they seem to be on a similar power level. He's kind of like a newer version of Mr. Fantastic with some stuff that he can do. And his awakened ability, he definitely does want to be awakened. He's our first Rupture Immune champ in the game, which is cool. That is some nice utility. Pure Rupture Immune, just out of base forever. Scorpion also has some Rupture Immunity, but it's a little bit different with his selectable stuff and everything. But just pure, straight up 100% always Rupture Immune. the first champ to truly house that, which is cool. I could absolutely see SpiderPunk being tuned up when it comes to his rebalancing. I could absolutely see him just getting some numbers bumped up. I don't think he's made that big of a splash on the game. But again, my testing is quite limited with a 3-star version on Leg Spiker, but that's where he's landing for me. So that is SpiderPunk in the old god tier. Whereas Prowler, our other champion here, I have a lot more experience with, because I did take this guy up to rank 5, Sig 200, and ascended him. Based on his deep dive and everything, I thought he looked really good. And so what kind of happened when Prowler came out is a lot of people were saying, you know, Prowler looks super good. A lot of people picked up the early access bundle, took him up. And one of the big reasons also why I did that was because Karate Mike, you know, a good friend of mine, the guy who does the deep dives, he was telling me that Prowler was his favorite champ so far of 2024. He's really rating Prowler highly. So, you know, with Mike's recommendation, I decided to go all in, invest, take him max amount. And a lot of other people did as well. But right when kind of like that happened, when Prowler first came out, it took people a little bit to acclimate to him. And what I mean by that is people kind of were finding him to be a bit clunky at first, not the best. Some people were starting to call him mid. But then as time went on a little bit, people understood his rotation a little bit more. Then I started to see some incredible stuff. One of the best matchups for Prowler is Domino. So he's a perfect Domino counter. Really, really good for Domino. Another champion that he counters extremely well is Onslaught, dude. Prowler is incredible for fighting Onslaught, dude. Onslaught is weakest to physical type of damage, so anyone who applies Rupture is really good against him. Prowler applies those big Ruptures. He just nuke Onslaught in Battlegrounds. It's insane. Prowler has some great immunities with Bleed. I think it's Bleed and Incinerate. Let me just pull up his kit real quick. So I'm saying that, yeah, Bleed and Incinerate, and Falter immunity as well. Yeah, Prowler does want to be Awakened. With that Awakened ability, you're going to get more crit rate while the opponent is faltered. You're also going to have unblockable specials if you have 30 of your Fury effects. He has just some really, really solid utility. He doesn't crit, you know, similar to Guardian, Geeks 2099. You know, just never having to crit is pretty nice. And instead, pretty sure he does the Rupture damage. And one of the absolute best things about Prowler, I'd say my favorite thing about him is power control capability. Now, there was a synergy in MCOC years ago. I'm pretty sure this synergy came out around the same time Avengers Infinity War came out, because I'm pretty sure it's Captain America Infinity War that houses this synergy. Again, let me just double check in game here. You guys can see too. Let's pull this up. So Captain America Infinity War, he's got a synergy with Tech Champions here. So Tech Champions drain 100% of the opponent's max power after the opponent uses a special attack. This has been an extremely powerful synergy. This is great power control. But, you know, it's locked in a synergy. It's very easily forgotten because it's synergy. The game has just completely moved past synergies, you know, ever since Battlegrounds really come out. Synergies, they don't even show the synergy in deep dives anymore. You know, synergies are not completely irrelevant, but, you know, they are so outside of the main scope of MCOC currently. But, you know, that's an incredible synergy. And what Prowler does is he just basically has that in his kit always. So whenever the opponent throws a special attack, he drains whatever power they have left and then power locks them for a little bit. It is really, really incredible power control, man. Prowler just has so much stuff in his kit. So he is landing in the Titan tier. I was considering putting him in the GOAT tier as well, but, you know, this is his debut. I feel like it'd just be a bit premature to put him there right now. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think about Prowler? Do you think he deserves his Titan tier spot? Do you think he should be promoted to the GOAT tier? Let me know what you guys are thinking about that. But that is our two brand new champions added to the list. Prowler landing in the Titan tier, and SpiderPunk landing in the old God tier. Alright, so let's go ahead and move top to bottom now and start in the science class. So one of the promotions that, you know, I didn't fully agree with on the polls was Human Torch. Now, don't get me wrong, dude. I have been on Human Torch's side, his team, since literally day one. When Torch came out, the community just crapped all over him, bro. I have been in his corner for a very long time. I love Torch, one of my favorite champs. But again, the science class is so stacked these days, and Torch is just not keeping up with these new crazy science champs that offer just so much. It's insane what these science champs can do. Torch just doesn't stack up. Torch is great at what he does, which is counter Mystic champs. But to me, that's not good enough to be in the GO tier for the most competitive class in the game. Plus, Torch is being restricted as a 6-star for the foreseeable future. If Torch came out as a 7-star, I could absolutely see him being promoted. He would start to hang way better, facing 7-star ranked 3s and stuff. But as it currently stands, restricted as a 6-star, he's just not a GOAT for me. He's not in that GOAT tier anymore. The game has moved past. And then we had some big promotions. So Red Guardian was one of the first ones here. Red Guardian just got one of the sickest buffs we've seen in a while, dude. Luke Cage and Red Guardian were both recently buffed, and they had to choose freaking Luke Cage, way down here 2 tiers below, to be in the Titan pool, when they could have picked Red Guardian, who is just bonkers. This man is insane after his buff. Fun fact, Red Guardian was the first ever champ to introduce buff immunity into the game. This man pioneered buff immunity. Red Guardian crawled when he came out so that Titania could be sprinting, okay? Red Guardian, he deserved this buff, dude. He is such a G. The Red G, the Red Goat, the Red Guardian, whatever you want to call him. All those names are appropriate. I picked him as my #1 champ on my second account, Lagacy, from the Pooley selectors. Awakened him, took him to rank 4, my highest current rank, even above Absorbing Man, who had been putting in so much work in the account, because that is how good this Red Guardian buff is. He is incredible. He still has that buff immunity. He has super easy access to slow that he can keep up forever. He has incredible damage now in the special 2. One of my biggest problems with Guardian in the past was that, he was crit reliant. I remember fighting a Dr. Doom in Alliance War, 5-minute timer, and I timed out. And ever since then, this is literally years and years ago. Ever since then, I pretty much stopped playing Red Guardian after that. But now, we have here the emoji that he wants to be high sig, because the higher the sig on Red Guardian, let's go ahead and pull him up here. It's funny, Legspiker has him at a way higher rank than my main account does. He's just sitting at rank 1 on the main account currently, which might change. But at the same time, I'm not sure, because I'm already going to be playing him so much on the secondary accounts. I don't know if I really want to max him on the main. I probably will eventually, because he is that good. But this sig ability here, heavy and special attacks gain plus 1,000 crit rating for each unique debuff on the opponent. So this is only sig 80. I think at max sig it goes up to like over 3,000. And you can stack a slow from the special 1. You can stack the trauma from the special 2. Stun debuff as well. When you throw the special 2, you can apply another debuff on the special 3. So all of this is just going to really help with him landing those crits, which was something he really needed. So now he can reliably crit pretty frequently, and the damage is just absolutely monstrous, dude. It's incredible. If you are doubting this promotion, if you are doubting Red Guardian here, just come to the next Legspiker stream and you will see the Red Guardian putting in work. Not to mention, I've also been seeing crazy screenshots of this guy just dominating in Battlegrounds as well. So yeah, why wasn't he added to the Titan? Why? But then we have some other promotions here. So first we have Silk. Now, I have felt for a very long time that Silk is a tiny bit overrated. Okay, I still think that, but I do think she is very powerful. I recently awakened my 7-star, and Awakened Silk versus Unawakened Silk, it's a completely different champion. It is day and night. It is a day and night difference. Like, Unawakened Silk, I wasn't fussed about it all. Man, I don't know a player. Awakened Silk, playing her now after duping her, okay, I'm starting to come around. She's feeling silky smooth. Having access to that slow now that she's awakened, is just massive. She feels so much better awakened. And yeah, I'm excited to play her more. Really excited to try her in Battlegrounds against like onslaughts and stuff. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people have been wanting this promotion, so I'm finally on board with it, so they're still going up. Then we also have Spot. Now this one, a lot of people might not agree with, but you know, as you can see up at the top of the screen here, Spot's my profile picture, man. He is my maxed out, not maxed out, but he's my highest ranked champion, 7-star, rank 3, Sig 45. I absolutely love this character. One of my favorite characters in the entire game. Am I biased here? Maybe a little bit, but that doesn't discount what he can do. Literally, let me go pull up my last Battlegrounds match. I'm pretty sure I used him in it. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure final round. Yeah. Taking a rank 5, you know, Sig 200, Ascended Future Ant-Man here in 49 seconds, finishing with 50,000 points. Spot is just incredible, dude. He is... He's so good. He's so good. I love him so much. Is this a little bit of a bias rank up? Yeah, maybe. But I took him to rank 3. I absolutely love him at rank 3. I think he's so good. He has won me so many matches. He can do so many different kinds of matchups. Future Ant-Mans, Onslaughts, Saurons. You know, the list goes on and on and on. So many Mystic Champions. It's just so much that this guy can do. He's a little lacking on the immunity side of things, on the utility side of things. He can kind of be a pseudo unstoppable counter. There is some cool stuff he can do, but you know, the damage output on Spot is undeniable. And plus, he is a decent defender at the end of the day as well. So he's got that dual threat capability. And as far as the relic goes, you know, the Captain America relic is really good for him. Increases the block proficiency on Spot, which really helps him out. Plus, as a 7-star, having the block proficiency stat focus is really big for him as well. If you get Spot Awaken as a 7-star, please take him to rank 2, Sig 20. He's going to put in a ton of work for you, especially in Battlegrounds. He's a beast, man. So yeah, that's everything for Science. That's all I want to say here. Let's go ahead and move on to the Cosmic class. So the Cosmic is where we had some things going on. So first of all, Gamora was promoted to the Titan tier via the polls. I am definitely a Gamora hater personally. I don't have her as a 7-star on either account. She's been buffed multiple times. I don't know. She seems like she's got alright damage, but I'm just really not sold on the champion. I don't think she deserves to be in this tier. I think all of these champions are a fair bit above Gamora. I think this is the perfect tier for her. So that's why I demoted her. Corvus, though. Corvus got promoted. Now, Corvus has been a bit outdated and forgotten, but we are about to see a massive Corvus Glaive resurgence this month with the Omega Days event. He will be introduced as a 7-star. We are going to be seeing 7-star rank 3 Corvus Glaives running wild. He is going to change the Alliance War. He's going to change Alliance War forever, because now people are going to be wary of placing tech and mutant defenders, because that is going to be fueling Corvus and making him just go crazy. 7-star Corvus is, I think, is going to have a pretty big impact on the game. So yeah, I'm promoting him now to prepare for that. I still don't think Corvus is going to here. Maybe if he's that crazy at 7-star rank 3, maybe he will get promoted even higher, but I think this is a safe spot for him for now. And we also promoted Gladiator. So Gladiator was voted to be in the old god tier. I think as time has gone on a bit, I think he's 100% worth the Titan tier. I think we also need to put this little emoji here on him, though, because he does require some skill to play. You know, punishing, interrupting special attacks. It's a lot easier to do now after the buff. It doesn't even take that much skill, but definitely some getting used to. But yeah, I've seen like Karate Mike, what he can do with his rank 3 Gladiator, and it's honestly disgusting what he's doing. It is crazy. Gladiator, honestly, I think I'm a little bit salty that he doesn't have the immunities. That's still my biggest gripe about him. He should absolutely have immunities, especially scaling immunities with his confidence. But outside of that, I feel like his kit really reflects what Gladiator, is. With his confidence is so high, he's nearly unstoppable, and it feels like that when you're playing, when you're watching gameplay. It looks it, it feels it. Honestly, I think they did a really good job with the rework. He's much, much better placed now. He's not going to be everybody's cup of tea of champion, but if you play him and utilize him well, he's absolutely deserving of his Titan tier, and maybe even further. So that's buff Gladiator. And then, so I would say the biggest issue I had with the polls and everything was Serpent. Serpent was demoted into the Titan tier. or he just wasn't voted from the GOAT tier, and that was the wildest thing. I just could not disagree more. Serpent has had a massive, let me not understate this, a massive impact on this game, especially at the highest levels, dude. Serpent is currently, in my humble opinion, the most powerful, strongest, busted defender in the game right now. More busted than Onslaught, more busted than Bullseye. Dude, he is insane. If you don't draft a counter, you are SOL. Crap out of luck, but not crap. You're screwed. You are screwed if you do not draft a counter for him. And, you know, there are only a very few truly really good counters. My personal favorites are Kushala and Werewolf by Night. But there are some other good ones. Tigra is alright, but even Tigra, you know, one of the most powerful mystics in the game, it's not guaranteed against Serpent, because Serpent has I believe it's 125% chance to trigger, you know, his immortality at the end of the fight. And Tiger's neutralize is only 100%. So there's a chance that even Tiger could fail and you just get screwed by RNG. Serpent, dude, he's so crazy. And again, he just came out, you know. If you don't think Serpent is that crazy to defender, wait like a couple months from now when there's more 7-star awakened rank 2, rank 3 Serpents. And good luck fighting that. Good luck fighting a rank 3 awakened Serpent without one of the best counters. Like, you're done for, bro. You are done for. He is absurd. Just for his defensive threat alone, he absolutely deserves this tier. He's got 3 shields for a reason, man. He is bonkers on defense. If he doesn't get tuned down defensively, and Bullseye doesn't either, I don't think Bullseye's gonna, but if Serpent doesn't, man, then like I can't see a champion ever getting tuned down defensively. Like, he's just so insane. He's so insane. Plus, you know, he is an alright attacker. He is a ramp-up champion, so, you know, he's not going to be the fastest. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have good fast matchups. For example, Future Ant-Man, he can do that fight pretty quick in Battlegrounds. But yes, he is more so designed as a ramp-up champion. But he does have some unique things in his kit to, you know, grant him faster ramp in Battlegrounds specifically, which is really nice. I like how they're doing that. Battleground specific clauses in champions kits to help them ramp a bit quicker. Like, imagine if Aegon had that. You know, just starting with like a 100-hit combo or something in Battlegrounds. That'd be insane. Maybe we'll get a Nate or a Deathless Aegon, and then he'll have an ability like that. You know, that'd be so cool. But yeah, Serpent is insane. You want him to be awakened for sure. The higher the sig, the better. His sig is similar to Hercules. You know, he has an immortality. He has a cheat death mechanic. Unlike Hercules, you know, he can't pause it indefinitely, but just having that is so powerful. So yeah, all that, I think Serpent, absolutely no doubt, no shadow of a doubt in my mind, deserves this tier. Like I said, that was just the wildest poll take that I had seen on that. Oh man, he's going here for sure, 100%. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Mystic. I don't think there was any changes here. I guess Destroyer is not new anymore. But yeah, like the biggest issue was, you know, Serpent and Destroyer came out together, and, you know, by the polls they were voted in the same tier. When Serpent has had such a massive impact on the game, how the heck is he in the same tier as Destroyer? Destroyer's good, don't get me wrong, but Destroyer hasn't really had nearly even close to as big of an impact as Serpent has on the game. You know, Serpent's cool, or I mean Destroyer's cool, but what has he really done in the game? Not much. You don't hear Destroyer talked about that much. He's cool, he's pretty good, but he's no Serpent, and his impact is not the same. So yeah, no real changes in Mystic class here. So let's move on to the Mutant class. Looks like only one real change here, and that is Nightcrawler being promoted into the GOAT tier. So, and I just realized Omega Red is in the Titan tier currently. I think we can absolutely see a promotion now that he's being released as well as a 7-star with the Omega days. You know, I think we should just do the promotion now. Yeah, let's do that now. The more I think about it, absolutely, let's do it. I think Omega Red, similar to how we're talking about Corvus Glaive, we're about to see a massive Omega Red resurgence, which is pretty exciting. Omega Red was the champion that I tried to get everyone to vote for, you know, to be in the Titan pool, and people voted for Colossus. Yeah, all right, but yeah, there's Omega Red in the GOAT tier. I think we're gonna see a big resurgence, but that's not who I want to talk about. Nightcrawler. Now, dude, Nightcrawler has never been a bad champion. He has always had defensive prowess. Always. Now he has actual prowess as well after his buff. He is a much better attacker. Like I said, he can build prowess. He can also build precision to increase his critical rate. And the damage on Nightcrawler is awesome. Not to mention, he has a little ninja cat emoji here because he has the best evade window in the entire game. Also, he does not need the dexterity mastery to be evading. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means, for example, that Nightcrawler can evade Photon's special attacks even in her pure light form. Photon, when she's in her pure light form, her specials are unblockable and undexable. But again, Nightcrawler has his own built-in dex that is separate from all that, so he can evade freely against Photon. So that's what that kind of utility can offer. Very powerful. Plus that increased evade window, it makes it easier to evade special attacks. Special attacks that might be even impossible to evade with a normal champion. With enough skill, Nightcrawler can evade them. So that utility is incredible. Plus, he's still really annoying on defense, and now he's a much better attacker. He's just all around a solid champ. They did a really good job buffing him. Plus, he's available as a 7-star for everyone in game, completely for free. If you do everything, collect all the runestones. So the fact that his wide availability now is being offered as well, even as a 7-star post buff, just incredible. Just incredible. And I think he absolutely deserves this GOAT tier. We picked up a 5-star on the Leg Spiker account, my first 5-star on that account, and he just put in a monumental amount of work, dude. Just so much work. I'm really loving Nightcrawler. And I have enough runestones to get him on the main account right now. Which I'm very excited about doing at some point. So yeah, that is Nightcrawler. And Omega Red. Omega Red has tried and true been one of the strongest mutants in the game since he came out. The only thing is that he definitely needs Sig levels, which as a 7-star is going to be difficult. But with this Omega event, if you really spend, you can easily get, if you drop, under 40k units, you're going to be able to get guaranteed, a Sig 100 plus Omega Red to rank 3 as well. So Omega Red is going to be making a big splash in the battle realm after that event. And then, all right, we got 2 classes left. So let's go over to tech now. So there was one very passionate commenter on the last tier list about Psycho Man. I think he wanted him to be in here, but it's a little much for now. So we just promoted him from the trash tier to the mid tier. Psycho Man, I feel like he's the definition of a mid champion. So I feel like his tier is fitting for him. But we had a lot of demotions from the GOAT tier via the polls. Hulkbuster was one that was demoted, which, dude, Hulkbuster is such a beast. Like, people don't understand the power of the Buster. Check out some of Karate Mike's content with a rank 3 Hulkbuster. He was taking down Necropolis fights, soloing difficult Necropolis fights with his big Buster. Hulkbuster has incredible damage, incredible power control, fat regen if he's awakened. He's kind of pretty tanky on defense too. Again, if awakened, he's got armors. He's got, I think, bleed and poison resistance based on his armors or something like that. Hulkbuster, man, he's such a beast. He's so good, man. I think he absolutely deserves to be in this GOAT tier. One of my most wanted 7-stars in the game right now is Hulkbuster on my main account. Then we have Red Skull, who recently got a pretty nice buff. We're promoting him from the Titan to the GOAT tier. Red Skull is in the Titan Crystal now, and if I pulled him out of there, I would take him to rank 3. I think Red Skull is really awesome after the buff. He is a super duper annoying defender. That's why he's got 2 shields here on his special 1. He gets an auto block passive for a little while. On his special 2, he gets an unstoppable buff. So regardless of what special you bait from him, he's going to slow you down a little bit, regardless. He's got like immunity to nullifying stuff, all those armors. If you hit his block 1 time, you're going to get power burned. And even if you're immune to power burn, like Hulkling, Gallon, if they hit in his block, their power won't be drained, but they'll still take the direct damage. So like even if you have immunity to power burn, you don't get around that damage that Red Skull can deal through those blocked hits. And not to mention, he is a much better attacker now. He's a very simple loop. You know, with his special 2, you apply shocks, then you go for your special 1, and you can pause them. Plus, you know, just with his armors, every time they hit in your block, your power burning. So you just have really great passive power control. He's a really solid domino counter, which is always appreciated. Yeah, man, Red Skull just an absolute monster after his buff. He's looking really good. And then our final big promotion from Titan tier to Go tier is Guardian. So Guardian has 2 of these relic emojis here. Maybe he should even have a 3rd one. But that is a big dominant reason why Guardian is in this tier, because of the Hulk Buster relic. This relic is absolutely champion changing for Guardian. My buddy Darth Ghost just pulled a 7-star Guardian. He has him at 7-star rank 2, and he has a rank 3 6-star Hulk Buster relic on him. And he can like one-shot Rumble Legends Winter Soldier in 1 special 1, 1 special 2 rotation. Rumble Legends Winter Soldier, that's like 500,000 health. So, and the same thing applies to Battlegrounds. 1 special 1, 1 special 2. You're killing essentially anything. And that's unduped. Completely unduped. You don't even need the Awakening ability to be doing that. Add on the Awakening ability, High Sig. You get so many benefits. You get block proficiency. You get bleed resistance. You get energy resistance. I think there's some more too. Like, just so much good stuff in his Awaken ability. Plus, on top of all of that, he is one of the best dressed champions in the game, repping Canada well, and also on top of all that, he is a pretty good defender just at his base. You know, he has a very good chance to auto block and perfect block special attacks, so you know you can't just fight him normally. So again, he slows you down if you got to put him on defense. So yeah, man, Guardian. I recently also just pulled a Guardian, so as soon as I can, I'm absolutely going to be taking him up to rank 2. I have a maxed out 5-star Hulk Buster. Like, I don't have a 6-star, but that should be good enough. So I can really show you guys how crazy Guardian is with that relic. But yeah, Guardian absolutely deserves this tier, man. Absolutely. Yeah, the boy Guardian, man. Love him. All right, and that leaves us with one remaining class, which is Skill. So, the skill class got absolutely butchered by the polls, man. Like, there's like a bunch of champions in this tier, like Black Cat, Shang-Chi, Chilth, they were all in this tier, and all of them were voted to be demoted to the Titan tier. It's crazy. I think Bullseye was as well, but I'm re-promoting Bullseye because, again, that's another one that Bullseye has had, again, such a massive impact on the game. There is no way you can't say he's in the highest tier, dude. Like, when a champion leaves that big of a footprint on the entirety of a game, how can you say they're not in the highest tier? Like, I simply don't understand. Bullseye is one of the strongest. I'd say Bullseye is the 2nd strongest defender in the game currently. Again, in my humble opinion, Serpent number 1, Bullseye number 2 currently. I think these champions have the highest chance to receive some type of tune down defensively. But I don't think Bullseye needs it. Whereas Serpent, I feel he does a little bit. Because Bullseye, he has plenty of counters. You know, there's plenty of counters for Bullseye. Whereas Serpent, it's much more limited. That's why I don't mind Bullseye as much. But he might get tuned down. We'll have to see. I'm very curious to see. Very curious to see. Man, Bullseye, he's underrated on attack as well. Bullseye is underrated on attack. If you play his loot properly, you can get some pretty decent damage out of him. He's not going to be Kate Bishop damage, but it's decent. It's pretty decent. But yeah, he is really a triple shield threat defender. One of the best in the game. He's had a massive impact on the game. Yeah, Bullseye's just crazy. So he does have the Ninja Cat as well because, again, to fully maximize Bullseye, you need to be perfect releasing on all of his special attacks, evading into your specials to gain the Fury, and then you can really see some pretty nice damage. Right now, I am able to do my next rank 3, which I'm not fully decided on, and I think that's last tier. So let's go take a look at the account real quick, and I'd love to get you guys' opinion on who you think I should rank 3. I think that's how we're going to end off this video. So right now, I'm really between 2 champions, and Bullseye is absolutely one of them. Where's that guy at? There he is. So I could rank 3 Bullseye literally right now. I have everything I need. I could pull the trigger on it right now. And I was going to, but there's another champion that is just very, very tempting. And that is Domino. I'm really between Bullseye and Domino. Domino at rank 3 would just be pretty much always an auto draft. I mean, and whereas, you know, Domino right now, I don't even really use her much. I don't even have her in most of my decks because she's just rank 2, you know, Sig 20. Whereas Bullseye, you know, have him unduped, rank 2 in my deck. Whereas if I see Bullseye, I pretty much always draft him, and I could continue to do so. Whereas Domino, you know, if I took her up to rank 3, I'd pretty much auto draft her. Plus, I could give her some of my Sig Stones and just invest my future Sig Stones into her as well. So I feel like I'm leaning Domino, but I wanted to do Bullseye. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below who you guys think my next rank 3 should be, Domino or Bullseye. But yeah, let's go back to the tier list and let's end this video off. So just to end things up here, we have the top 5 current meta relevant champions. Really no real change here except for Red Guardian being added to the science. Because like I said, dude, this guy is nuts right now. He's absolutely in this current science meta. And then Prowler, added him to the tech meta because Prowler's been doing some really good stuff. So that's going to go ahead and do it for the May tier list, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of some of the changes, especially some of the ones that were, you know, some rectifying some of the poll decisions that were made. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you like when I have the final say? Do you like when polls decide it? Love hearing all your guys' feedback. I read every comment on these tier list videos in preparation to make the next one. I really do value and appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much for watching this video. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for some more content. Peace out.